to play a game? You're stuck in a cramped grid and must fight your friends to collect power-ups while trying to evade walls of cross-shaped flames, as you mercilessly trap your bestie behind a wall and a bomb and watch them suffer for 2 seconds, which feels like eternity. That game is a cute, fun, friendly, harmless series called BomberMan. Welcome to the Super Nonsensical Everlasting Story Saturday morning random access memory show. I am the Peppered Cat, aka Pepcat, the cat envy from Makai. I'm Che, your Emperor from Shaolin. We can lose focus super easily, that is a fact, so I tried to write stuff down to give us like points we can hit. Like checkpoints? Would that be considered checkpoints? Maybe just like markers. Breadcrumbs. Why did they use bread? That's some big ass bread. Didn't the animals eat it up? Right? Then you lose your way and waste bread. Remember back in the day when most websites you can see the breadcrumbs? It was helpful. I used to make websites long ago. I was very proud of myself when I made my first functioning breadcrumbs feature. A lot of sites still use them though. They just don't feel the same for some reason. We still got cookies, and they're way more implemented and ingrained in the structure of the World Wide Web than I ever thought it would be all those years ago. I wish they didn't call it cookies. Yeah, it makes me want cookies. Stay on topic. Try to only talk about BomberMan. BomberMan is a series developed in 1983, my birth year, by Hudson Soft. Since then, tons of BomberMan games have been created. I'm not going to go through them all because I'd be here forever. Instead, I'll focus on the games that are near and dear to me. Those games being Super BomberMan 1 and 2, Mega BomberMan, which is BomberMan 94, and Saturn BomberMan. Most BomberMan games feature a story mode and multiplayer mode. In the story mode, you usually have to defend the world from some sort of extraterrestrial threat and go through a series of puzzle-like worlds and defeat a boss at the end of each world. One of my favorite bosses is the Ice Queen. I love her expressions and animations. Some games let you go through story mode with 2-player couch co-op. My brother and I cruised through Super BomberMan 1 when we figured out you can use your respawn invul time to plant bombs constantly, leaving a trail of devastation until your invul runs out. It was busted. BomberMan 64 Part 2, also known as Baku BomberMan 2 in Japan, has an epic-ish story mode, but Mega 94 is my favorite story mode. Mega 94? That's what you're calling it? Just came out with that, huh? Yeah, I like how it sounds. Me too. That's a good one. Sorry, continue. Mega 94 stages, aesthetics, overall presentation is so appealing to me. My brother and I didn't have the multi-tap for Genesis, so we often opted to play Super BomberMan 2 instead, even though Mega 94 is superior. Speaking of co-op, wait, before we get into that, how you not gonna mention OG BomberMan 1 story? Oh yeah. Let go! This was lifted from Wiki, but I'm pretty sure it's from the Nintendo instruction manual, because I remember reading this when I was a kid. BomberMan worked day in and day out, making bombs in an underground compound, but he dreamed of liberty, so he plotted his escape. After hearing a rumor that robots reaching the surface become human, he decides to escape. He was aided by the only skill he knew, bomb making. He uses the bombs to destroy the enemies preventing his escape and to clear blocked walls. When he reaches the surface, he transforms into an organic human being and becomes known as the Runner. Why did they make it so dark? In a way, it matches the game. It matches the nature of battle mode, but it's a strategic, fast-paced, frantic game where you ruthlessly go after friends, doing anything you can to survive. Are you friends? Let's see who you really are when Hurry Up flashes across the screen and sudden death starts. The Super Nintendo BomberMan came with the multi-tap, letting you play with multiplayers. Similar devices were created for other games across the different consoles. Saturn BomberMan was the best in this regard, as you could play with 10 players at once. That's a lot of heads. A typical multiplayer match would be Last Bomber Standing, where each player has 1 life and getting killed means you're out until the next match. As for trying to blast your opponents, how do you do so? Well, you plant a bomb and it has a near 2-second count. You can time it in your head and even watch the bomb swell twice and then boom! You can hope people just run into your cross-shaped blast, but there's tons of ways to destroy your enemies. The classic is trapping them between walls and your bomb. You can escape that though if you picked up one of many items, the boxing glove, which allows you to punch bombs, not to be confused with the blue power glove, which lets you pick up bombs and throw them. There's also the fire up and bomb up items, which of course increase your blast range and bomb count. There's the kick, which lets you kick bombs. You can also stop them with the press of a button. Very sneaky and useful item. The roller skates are also one of the most useful items in the series. It grants you more speed. And like the fire up and bomb up, you can stack them. Sometimes you can make yourself a little too fast and hard to control. There's also negative items like the clogs, which makes you really slow. I really like the line bomb. It spits out every bomb you have, making it super easy to cram the screen with your firepower. I'm also fond of the jelly bomb, just because it's so silly and ridiculous. Are there actual pro tech strats to these things? Without fail, when someone picks them up, they immediately boom themselves. Speaking of detriment, there's also the skull item. If you pick it up, you'll be inflicted with a random curse. You can even spread the curse if you touch another player. These can drastically shake up the match. They're very fun, ups the tension and adds even more chaos to the already chaotic game. The multiplayer mode also lets you choose different stages, a lot of them with a little gimmick. One of my favorites is the haunted house trapdoors that teleport you around the stage. Real no-nonsense players prefer the regular old-school green floor, gray block normal stage. It's just you, drab-ass bricks, and the opponents you must break. The BomberMan series is truly a AAA series. Aesthetics, addictive, advanced. We struggled to find another A that worked. Yes. The music, the feel, the presentation, the aesthetics all come together and hooks you. The series in general has great music. I recommend listening to both 64 1 and 2 and Hero. I love how every stage always has its very own distinct thing going. Mega 94 does this so well. There's environmental hazards, cool underwater effect in the water stage, pleasant snow in the snowy stage, the spooky place is dark and spooky, and you can see the creatures looking at you with spooky eyes. The different flame colors in Super BomberMan 2 is a nice touch. In any game, I usually pick purple characters or red or pink, but in BomberMan, I try to select Black Bomber. Such a cool palette. Black Bomber is the best. I love the death animations across the series. Super BomberMan's death animation is so dark. They get jolted away from the mortal coil and their eye screen fizzles out as the body lays there. Brutal. Mega 94 does a callback to OG where you straight up explode. Super BomberMan 2 was super toxic because in multiplayer battle mode, you can turn to your quote-unquote friends and say, cry. The art direction has been very consistent throughout the years, which is pretty hard to do. A series like Tekken is a good example, with a few changes here and there, although I wish they stayed more in the Tekken 4 and 5 feels. Those two had the best style of the series. Stay on topic, try to only talk about BomberMan. You're telling me that? The rush of survival. Getting a kill, a moment of satisfying bliss, immediately meeting the same fate, getting blown up, plotting your revenge while you wait for the match to be over. I will throw a bomb over the top stage wall and it will land over the bottom stage wall, onto my opponent's head. The bomb to the head will cause a dizzy state, leaving no time to escape the close by blast. Ecstasy, revenge, vengeance, addiction. Yeah, there's advanced tech. There's plenty of tiny things you can do to stay ahead of the competition. Things like making sure to keep track of who has what items, picking up items even though you already have it, just so nobody else can get it, lining up bombs in certain patterns to maximize people running into the blast. It goes on and on. Finding worthy opponents is like walking in Brooklyn Parks or in Union Square and challenging those old heads sitting there with a chess table. When some random person tells me they play BomberMan and say they're nice at it, I'm like, oh, word?
Oh, a fellow checker, eh?
One time, my brother, some friends, and I were playing Super BomberMan 2, and I was winning, and in a moment of feeling myself, I exclaimed, everything the light touches. I immediately die, I'm dead. My brother and I still quote that moment to this day. As I mentioned before, we would finish the story modes pretty quickly, so most of the gameplay was multiplayer. We used to verse each other and have two computers on the field too. They were super tough, freaking godlike. They would plant a bomb and stand centimeters away from the blast. They knew exactly where to stand at all times. It was ridiculous. We used to settle disputes with BomberMan. Whose turn is it to vacuum the room? Who's taking out the garbage? Turn on that Super Nintendo. We soon started to introduce BomberMan to friends. That's where it really got fun. We played so much we made each other better, and the better we all got, the more fun it got. Oh, speaking of friends, Lord Mr. The Moon plays BomberMan. Oh word. I'm sure he'd love to chime in. Want to give him a call? Yeah. Greetings, Luna. Lord Mr. The Moon, we're talking about BomberMan, and we know you play it too, so we thought you'd like to ebb us some flow. Oh snap, BomberMan? I love BomberMan. Luna Luna. The remote bomb is so sick, just don't get overzealous and blow yourself up along with your victim. The spike bomb has to be the most dangerous in the game, yes? Ooh la la, it goes right through soft blocks. If you're not paying attention, you could get yourself roasted thinking you're safe covering behind a soft block. Especially if you get it early and collect a lot of fire up. I like fighting for the right to become the golden bomber. You're rewarded by becoming the trophy and playing the next match dipped in shiny gold. Constantly remind your frenemy that you're the best. I am the best. Of course. When next y'all playing? Spank y'all ass real quick. Pepcat probably gonna nap immediately after this. Rude. But we can play when they wake up. Alright, cool. I'm out. May thine glorious moonlight bask upon thee, imbuing courage, power, and wisdom into thy veins. Lord Mr. the Moon has spoken. I kinda slowed down on BomberMan from around 12 years old to 15 until I was introduced to the PC Engine version of Mega 94 through laptop emulations. During college, it got hard to find people to play and even harder to find people that were around my same level. Don't get me wrong, BomberMan is always fun, but the competition aspect of it is fun too. By the way, I think it was 2007, yeah I think 2007, New York Comic Con, where BomberMan was at a booth showing off the new Xbox 360 game. I think it was just called BomberMan Live or something like that. They held a tournament and I won, naturally. The prize was a bunch of Xbox points. It was so many points. I got a ton of games on sale. We had so many games, which was great because at the time, I had just graduated from college. It was the recession and I moved from Staten Island to Brooklyn to live with my wife. And we were borderline poor. Thank you, BomberMan. Beep 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 beep. Oh, the teletrans is ringing. Ooh, I got it. Beep beep. Hello. Hi. Hey, Pommy. I'm surprised you didn't get into Hudson Soft yet. We're trying to focus. Yeah, we didn't want to rabbit hole it like we usually do. But hey, since you brought it up, Hudson Soft has some interesting lore. I feel like we would have gotten along nicely with the original owners. Yeah, they made some games you really loved during your childhood. BomberMan series, the weird zany Manic Bonk series, Adventure Island. Indeed, not only that, the owners seem to have similar tastes as us. Hudson Soft was founded by brothers Yuji and Hiroshi Kudo. I love trains, and so do they. So much so, they named their company after the locomotive 464, known as the Hudson. Hachisuke, the name of Hudson Soft's mascot, uses the Japanese word hachi, which means 8, which also means bee. Another type of 464 train was called the C62, which adds up to 8. Very cute. Hudson Soft started in 1973 as a small radio shop and later pivoted to a personal computer store. Soon they delved into producing video game software. They made a ton of games and caught the eye of Nintendo, releasing Lode Runner and becoming Nintendo's first third-person developer. In my opinion, this small part in history is extremely important for Nintendo and gaming. This set the precedent for Nintendo's long-standing seal of quality and being particular with the people they work with. That kind of wavered here and there over the years, but that's a different story. Shortly after this, they worked with NEC. NEC? I always used to say NEC. Was never sure how to say it. I just say NEC because saying NEC out of context always sounds gross to me. The brothers and NEC worked together to create the PC engine. Or the TurboGrafx 16. I never owned this system, but I always wish I did. It looked really fun. Hudson Soft went through a lot in the years to come, but the original radio PC store was still in operation for a long time. Yeah, I couldn't find definitive reports on the times of operation, but to my understanding, it was open for some time. I always wanted to go there. To my knowledge, it's gone now. Let me know in the comments if I'm wrong. I'd love to visit it. Even if the current store isn't even the Hudson Soft store, I'd still like to visit the location. I think we should get back to actual BomberMan now. Why are you being so good? Very suspicious. Yo, Pommy, thanks for dropping by. Oh, sure. See ya, Pommy. See ya.
Bye, Henderson.
Bye, Henderson.
To this day, BomberMan is still well played. It's strangely always around and people know of it, yet still kinda niche. I feel like it's always been that way, even in the 80s and 90s era. While at Japan, I was super happy and surprised to see different versions of BomberMan in the arcades. Most people I can tell were just playing it super casually or even just now playing for the first time. At the same time, I saw people that were very into it, like they've been playing it all their lives. It was nice to see. I personally consider 94 and Saturn BomberMan the best of the series, and I highly recommend playing those. BomberMan R is probably the most easily accessible version of the series, but I'm not a fan of the slightly muddy controls. The older games were very snappy and responsive, but I feel like that's a current gen gaming issue in general. Also, I don't like that you can pick characters and they come with special abilities. I think it's better when everyone starts at 0. My personal gripes aside, R is a good game and you'll have fun with it. What version of BomberMan is your fave? Do you like Atomic BomberMan and the crunchy ass sound? Or the cinematic, sci-fi, gritty BomberMan Act 0? Act 0? Yeah, nobody playing no damn Act 0. Oh, and that's our time. Well, it's fine ending it here, as I will just start to go on and on because I love BomberMan so much. I hope I got you at least interested in the series. If I did, please like and subscribe. If not, please like and subscribe. Let us know in the comments what BomberMan games were your faves. Are you gonna pick one up after watching this? You think you beat me? There's one more cookie left. You wanna split it? See, I knew you were acting weird. No, I don't wanna split it. You ate them all. No, you exaggerated. I'm being good. I was up front. Give me the cookie. What the hell? No. Put BomberMan on. First to one. Winner gets the cookie. Tune in next Saturday, maybe, for the next episode of Super Nonsensical Everlasting Story Saturday morning random access memory show. Good journey. In Mega 94, you can ride these kangaroo-like creatures called Louis. They each have special abilities. My favorite is the pink one because its ability is a silly dance that does absolutely nothing.